Hey everybody, this is Fighter Kaus, along with Double RPG, the guy you see playing the game, and 16-Bit Jeff, the guy you're going to hear some random stuff from. And we're the Geek Fighters, and we're back with the game that we started in September, and we're going to do a full playthrough of. And that's, of course, the original Suikoden Water Margin. 108 stars of Destiny, 7 blows of the dragon, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yep, pretty much. But yes, more Suikoden goodness is on the way. And if you're wondering why I sound very deep, it's because I am coming off of a cold that I caught.
Yeah, that's all fun.
Yeah, they suck. And hello, Starchild. Welcome to the chat, man.
Welcome.
Oh yeah, I have the chat. I have the stream on my phone, so
Good.
hopefully I have it on 360p because it actually lets me choose the quality for once.
Oh, nice.
So that shouldn't be a problem. 360p is fine, right?
Right, Starling! What's the plan?
That's my favorite one.
Thank you, Twitch.
What's the plan?
Anyway, hopefully
Okay,
the
just take your seat. Take your seat.
hopefully the volume on the Elgato is much better so that people can hear it now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let us know in the chat if you if our audio sounds fine.
Please.
The game and us, if our mix is okay.
Please notify us.
Yes, because we can't know unless you tell us.
Yeah.
Because I have the stream on, but it's muted because it'll be echo.
And who doesn't love Echo?
Echo.
Don't.
And I'm keeping a close eye too, guys. I'm gonna be using the app, but for the moment, I have it open up on my desktop.
Thank you, Starchild. He said, we sound good.
Okay.
Good. That's good.
But what about the
good to
game
know.
audio, though, Starchild? Does it sound good, too? But then again, we're at a spot where you can't even hear the music right at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. We're just still in the main menu, so yeah.
Can't really judge it yet.
Yet.
Yeah.
And
We're not on Mixer.
and Flame
This will be considered a gamble.
and Flame Chocobo, if you're watching, we mean no ill will, man. We're just having fun.
No, we actually do like you. Like,
Yes.
I actually.
That's the worst thing. You have to assure them that we do like them.
That's the thing. If we're like this to our friends, imagine if you are our enemy. We
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
You don't want. You know what I'm saying? Like how savage we could be. Like you don't want.
Yeah.
They don't want none. Like the AJ Styles.
But yes,
So Starchild said, "Yeah, I was waiting for this game. I know, me too. But October happened, and then real life stuff happened. Like
Oh God, yeah. That's
And
no joke.
And it's been a long while since we did this, and this is one game that I've been itching to come back to because.
Thank you, Starchild. He says the game does sound good too.
Okay, good.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think I had the music on a bit too soft the last time when we were playing this, and I could barely hear squat.
I love how audio mixing can save or destroy a stream in that quick of an instance, huh, guys?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Funny enough, I actually put the stream to 160. Why are you want to put it at 160? Because I'm not actually watching. I just want to.
I know that,
What's the plan?
but it's also a PlayStation 1 game. Do you really want to see how badly it looks?
Yeah, PS1.
Freaking 1080?
What was the resolution of most PS1 games? 240?
Yes.
240, 480 at best, right? But that was like later, right?
Yeah, I think those were later games that had that resolution.
I want to say not many had 480. Yeah, because even during the PS2 GameCube era, 480 was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And here we are introduced to one of the most beloved characters in the Suikoden franchise, who only starred in 2 games, rather.
Let's say Scooby.
Victor the Mercenary.
Yep.
So sad that he and Flick were only in 2 games. You figured that they would be in more than just those 2.
You
Really?
mentioned Flick, which reminded me of Flea, and I'm like, Chrono Trigger LP when?
Yep.
When do we do that?
Starchild I always liked Victor. Oh, of course. I mean, the dude's got great personality to be a really likable character, too.
Actually, speaking of Starchild, whoever else is in the chat, I know there's a couple people. It does say. Future Chrono Trigger LP. Would y'all be down with that?
Oh, heck yes. We can we can restart on my end too. Not only at me doing my own, but we could do one for us too, and then we can go into Chrono Cross after that.
Absolutely.
Bam. That sounds like a future plan.
Heck yes. So yeah, Victor's going to help us get out of Greg Minister because I think this probably might be the episode where we become the leaders of our own band of rebels.
Wow, it only took, what, almost 2 months?
Yes.
Well, that's real life.
I know.
Wasn't our fault, but yeah. Why do I explain? That's the joke. I know. Sorry.
Oh, by the way.
That's the joke. You suck, McVeigh!
There, is that much better?
Yes.
You know, in our Discord, which, hey, if you're new here, check out our Discord after your stream, please.
Yes, please.
Yep. I put some memes of one of my favorite Simpsons moments. Which is you got the dud.
Yep.
And the other one that made me super laugh because I was watching this episode a couple days ago, and then somebody made a meme out of it. And I'm like, perfect. And it's the episode where Skinner and Bart are like becoming friends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that one.
And they're becoming friends because Skinner got fired.
Oh, yikes!
And because Bart got him fired. And Skinner,
first of many future firings, right?
Of course.
Skinner and Bart go out to dinner at Luigi's, right? And Luigi's like, "Hey, how's it going? Hey, one table seat for you, huh? No, I'm with a friend. Oh, that's good, huh?" And then he goes into the back and he says, "Hey, Salvatore, guess who's here? Mr. Cucalamanza and some real ugly kid."
Yeah.
And then somebody on Reddit made a funny meme about that, but with the Imposter Skinner episode.
Yep.
The one.
Yep.
And instead of saying that man's a real Seymour Skinner, he said, "I'm an imposter. That man is the real Mr. Cucalamanza."
Which I'm still shocked that people still whine and complain about that one particular episode. I would not say that it was the death of the Simpsons.
No.
You know what really killed the Simpsons? The episode when they killed off Maud Flanders.
Which was the season after. Yep.
Mm.
Season 10 was the last one. The beginning of season 10 I still like, but when they killed off Maud, yeah, that was the beginning of the end. I'm one of those. I'm more lenient. I'm one of those who considers 1 through 10 golden.
Yeah.
Well, most people say 1 through 8.
And it's said that people in that fandom have to say that everything's utter crap, which isn't the case. Like there's still
I know
there's still golden episodes even currently that are on Fox, but it's just
a fewer and far between. But they're still
but can you blame them because of how botched the writing staff is?
So to me, this is just me talking. And Starchild said, "I remember the Flanders stuff."
Mm-hmm.
To me, Simpsons is this: 1 through 10's golden, 11 through 15 are silver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
Some people say 11, even 11 on is trash. I'm like, no. 11 through 15 still had some good ones.
I just realized something, Jerry. The fandom of the smarts and fucking Simpsons are my French.
Gabo.
Yeah, but I did apologize, so I got it, but it still stands. I find it funny the smarks in the Simpsons fandom are ironically enough in the same vicinity of toxicity in Dragon Ball and Ruby.
Oh yeah.
Specifically Ruby, because here's the thing that ticks me off of that particular show, which I was talking to you hours before even Kyle came on. They can't decide who was more responsible of the show being what it is. The idea guy that being Monty, or the company that owns the IP, i.e. Rooster Teeth. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, Double R, feel free, because it's still about Suikoden. Feel free to let us know when a big part's happening.
Exactly.
Okay,
So
well,
we
we just made it to Linen Camp, and we're now going to meet what is being started out as the Liberation Army before we end up becoming bigger later on in the game.
And Jerry, thank you for jumping in for saying that.
So, not much is going on in terms of, like, any big memorable moments yet.
We can still talk about other stuff, but I wanted to jump in that way we don't miss any important stuff.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because we are still technically LP.
Yeah, we are.
Simpsons, to me, 11 through 12, and I probably get hate for that, but no, 11 to 12 is Silver Age. It's still good. It wasn't as good, but it wasn't garbage yet.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I still watch it every Sunday.
But that's the thing. I don't get why people think that the show is bad. It's like how I feel about Ruby. Like, I don't feel like the same with The Simpsons, but there are good episodes in the current season. It's just they're few and far between compared to the majority. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Whereas what I feel like with Ruby, in all due respect, with the passing of Monty, the show has leaps and bounds gotten better, not only aesthetically to a degree, but more in regards to writing, because I feel that unbalanced nature between the two, they didn't know what a cohesive narrative was, if you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because my biggest problem with the show was always, oh, look at this cool crap that's going on, that our fight scenes, they're cool, but you know what? I gravitate more in regards to media in general, an engaging story. Character development.
By the way, Double R says, you are Double. Excuse me, Star Child.
Yes.
Says that he's actually he's in the middle of his own playthrough right now.
Oh, awesome!
But he doesn't know where he is.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's almost like he's playing along.
Hey, what a coincidence! But but this game, you can definitely see, even though it's great, but it's probably the least ambitious of all the titles.
Yeah.
Didn't you bring up some people? I didn't know this, but when we first played it, everybody was so hype.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't you bring up that this was actually part 2 was the first real one?
The second game was supposed to be the first game in the series, but they wanted the creator of the series wanted to test the waters with doing something new before this one, and new before that one, and so they ended up making this game,
which is so freaking
which makes
confusing.
Sense, actually, to test to like, okay, let's see how well we can use this.
No, that makes sense, but it's just like, why would you go with the sequel instead of the original? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Because the sequel is a more superior game. Story-wise.
Mm-hmm. No, I get that, but it's just like it's the same problem that, funny enough, Final Fantasy had back in the day with us.
Mm-hmm.
Because which one was the one that we never got? 3, right?
We never got.
We never got 2 or 3.
2 or 3, yeah.
2, 3, or 5.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, 5 as well. Yep.
Yeah, because 5 was the one they first introduced jobs, right?
No, the third one was the one that introduces jobs. The fifth one actually introduced the mechanic where you could actually implement mechanics from other jobs into your base job that you have.
Yes, it was the expansion of jobs in 5. That's why.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, Star Child said 2, 3, or 5.
See, with 5, I can understand why it never came, because they felt it probably the job system felt overcumbered, that audiences would get confused.
Right.
But at the same time, it's kind of disrespectful, because you're basically saying that Western audiences are stupid.
Oh yeah, and Star Child said 5. The job setup was more advanced.
Okay.
And I got a message, so I guess I should put myself on Do Not Disturb on Skype.
Mm-hmm.
Which how do you do that? Dang it, Skype used to be simpler back in the day.
No, don't worry, dude. I'm checking for you.
Yeah, and Final Fantasy V, that was the game where it was more heavy on female protagonists than male protagonists.
Okay, Jerry. Sorry to cut you off, Kyle, but you see your avatar?
Yeah.
You see that green dot?
Yeah.
Just click on the green dot and it'll give you the option.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. Continue, Kyle.
That
Sorry
tiny green dot.
I said Final Fantasy V, that was the game where it was more heavily focused on female protagonists than just male heroes. Because there were there were 3 female characters over 2 male characters that were in the playable heroes.
Part 2 only had like what, 1?
Yeah, Part 2 only had 1 female character out of the whole group.
In Part 1, I don't know. Some people depends on how you view the white mage in Part 1, I guess.
Right.
It could have been.
Yeah,
their own
their own unisex androgynous figures. Basically, they're supposed to represent you as the player. Kind of like how Link is supposed to represent us as the gamer whenever we play The Legend of Zelda.
That's why it's called Link. He links you. Okay. Whatever. Miyamoto. Miyamoto. Starshot says, the job class in 5 had a lot more combinations of jobs and ability. You could basically customize your character however you wanted. You ever played 5?
Me? Oh. Oh, I've played 5.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing a retrospective on the series.
I played it years ago for the first time.
Did you ever beat it?
No, I just played it casually, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I played... Which one came with Chrono Trigger on PS1?
Final Fantasy IV. Which is 2, what we got in North America on the SNES.
Yes.
Okay, no, so I played 4 then, okay.
Oh, why? You thought it was 3 that you played?
No, I was wondering if it was 4 or 5.
Oh, okay.
Because I rented it back in the day. Renting an RPG. That's
Remember that was a thing back in the day?
Remember Blockbuster?
Yes, I do.
Who doesn't? Okay, now
this generation.
It was 4.
Now we're in the underground sewer of Lenin Camp, where we're meeting the first members of the Liberation Army before we end up becoming the main force in this game.
Lenin, as in Lenin or
Lenan, like Lenan.
Oh, okay.
Lenin Camp, or however they pronounce it. I mean, the names of the cities and the characters in this game are so fantasy-like, and it,
and they're very not Chinese at all, despite it being Chinese.
Mm-hmm. I really do.
Supposed to be a Chinese.
I really like
story.
I really like how everything is named in this game. It's like this definitely has the sense of someone using their imagination to name everything. From the characters, locations, and enemies, and all of the whole 9 yards.
Star Child said Final Fantasy V was pretty hard. The whole game was basically preparation for the last battle.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my.
I mean, the original version and the PS1 version of Final Fantasy V, it was not a fully functional game because it was broken in a sense. But if you played Final Fantasy V Advanced, that is the more stable version. Or the more balanced one, rather.
Funny how these games came out in advance, because I would love to play, because Dragon Quest had those DS and 3DS remakes. Those are good.
Yes. Although there are certain things about Dragon Quest that we should forget in this day and age. Wink, nudge, nudge, a couple of people.
Yeah. Wasn't even thinking about that. But
yeah, I wasn't thinking of that either, but since you brought that up, yeah.
Literal.
That still stings.
Yeah. Oh, it does.
I don't know which... The horrible thing is, I don't know which one's worse.
Yeah.
That's the sad thing. Which one's worse?
The musician.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still both bad, but yeah, that's the clear answer, but still.
You're right. No, he's right, though.
He is right, but still, they're both bad.
It is. Yeah. One's a literal... You know what? And the other one's a literal goose stomper.
Oh, yeah. People should know what you mean by that just alone.
Starchild said, I had a friend that made it to FF5 Final Battle, but had to start over because he missed all the ribbons.
Yeah, There's a lot of stuff you have to do before the final battle, like getting all the legendary weapons and all that stuff, and like trying to complete all the side quests, because if you don't do that, then you're pretty much boned with the final battle.
Dude, what is with Japan and not streamlining their crap?
Right? You got... Japan is like Comcast.
Yeah.
Think about it. My experience with being not
That would
explaining
spend a lot,
things.
sadly.
With how Sugiyama is largely in favor of copyright, he's making Nintendo sound like a saint right now.
Well, they are a scene. I mean, do you see the BS we're currently seeing between them and Sony of all people?
Yeah, I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo's being the cool one now.
Nintendo's being more left lenient, and Sony's becoming the alt-righters these days. Think about that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
Which is
seriously,
funny.
who in their mind at Sony thought that it was a good idea for them to skip E3 next year?
I was laughing. I almost fell off my chair just because of me laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the funny thing. Unlike us, we watch and make fun of E3 just to have fun as, as guys, as friends, as gamers. I hate each and every year, not only from the bad apples in respective fandoms, but more importantly, these so-called journalists, which I wouldn't really call them, they're more influencers, having to say and ask who won E3.
I know, right?
Because I hate every year of, Sony won, without questioning what they did right and what they did wrong.
Yes. That really should be a thing where you have to, look at the positives, both the positives and the negatives. You can't just unanimously say, oh, they won, because that's just being very fanboyish.
Because, I'll be completely honest. The last time Sony actually won an E3?
Which one?
E3 2015.
Yep.
Yeah.
16 was all right. 17 was okay. This year, and I will I would redact that. 2017 and 2018 were both crap years for Sony.
Yeah,
Not
they
only
were.
E3,
No
but their own dang event, PlayStation Experience.
What's going on in the game?
We're in the Liberation Army's secret hideout under Lennon Comp, and we're going to try to do some things for them because we are now fugitives of the
state?
the Imperial Army, basically, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
So, nothing too major has happened so far.
Okay.
And
But
wait
so,
a minute, Starchild,
it's-
you like all the Suikoden games, especially when characters cross over between the games, but you like all the games, even Suikoden 4, the worst one?
Hey.
If
There are
you
some
do,
people.
if you do, then all power to you, man, because I really wasn't that big of a fan of Suikoden 4.
Yeah, because I was recalling there was one that was considered so bad by the fan base. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I said 4 was the worst, but a lot of the pure fan base thought that 3 was the worst, and 3 was definitely a masterpiece in my opinion. I definitely thought it built upon, Suikoden 2 greatly.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorites in the series are 2 and 5. Because 2, it felt
Which
like...
ones?
2, I mean, 5, it felt like it was a return to form with what made the second Suikoden game really great. So, yes, this...
I just did another tweet on my phone, and now I'm back in the chat.
Yep, I'm doing the same thing too, dude.
In case people missed it.
It's the odd
Exactly.
one of the bunch, but 4 is its own game. Well, yeah, you're absolutely right. And another great Suikoden game, 2 other great Suikoden games are the Suikoden Tactics on the PS2 and Suikoden Tierkreis on the DS.
Here's Tierkreis. Metal Jesus was talking about that one.
Mm-hmm.
How good it was on the DS. He was talking about his DS collection.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good one. You know what? Speaking of games that people hated, but I didn't hate, I just didn't. Now this one I didn't like either. Like, I didn't love it, but it wasn't terrible to me. I still had fun with it. It was.
Oh,
Like,
hey,
I have
hey,
a feeling.
Kyle.
Yo.
This is actually important because you are the one that hosted it.
Yes.
You might, if you have a chance to, if you might want to switch the title because I think the reason why we're not getting that many views,
Why?
it's still saying XO18 predictions on Twitch.
I switched it on Twitch.
Oh, you did? Okay.
The
'cause
title says Suikoden Part 2.
Okay, because the reason why I just shared it on TGF and it's still saying for some reason
okay.
XO18.
Well, that's the link then. 'Cause
Okay,
the
no, but
the actual stream are good.
you understand why I wanted to bring it up.
Yes.
Starshot says all the Suikoden games are worth playing for sure.
Yes,
Mhm.
agreed.
And I was talking about the game. I like that. I can't really call it a good game, but I still like it. Like, it's not terrible though. It's functional and I had fun, even though it wasn't great.
Right.
DMC 2. It's not great. It isn't, because it got boring, but it wasn't boring for the first few. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
I don't have a powerful hatred for it.
No, you know why the fan base, and this shows how intellectual the fan base of DMC truly are. You want to know why people didn't like DMC 2?
Why?
Because it's the same problem with Ghostbusters 2. It's the same old, same old.
Well, my main problem with Devil May Cry 2 wasn't because of that. It was because that the stylish nature just didn't seem like it was there. It just seemed like it was completely wooden.
No.
Very dumbed down, yeah.
That makes sense, but I'm saying every time when I hear people say it's the worst game, that's the main reason why.
That's why I brought it up. I was like, it's not the worst.
Like, you want to talk about worst games? Go try back playing.
It's still functional and it plays.
But go back and try and playing DMC 1.
To be honest,
that is a crap game.
To be honest, the scores that it got were the scores I would have given it, like, which is like 7. You know.
But that's the problem. A 7's considered the worst game of all time.
I know, right?
Seriously?
I thought 7 was above average.
You're talking about Final Fantasy, right?
No, DMC 2.
No, we're talking about Devil May Cry 2.
But what did you say 7 for?
Because that was the scores they were giving at the time.
Oh, given the scores. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. DMC. I mean, the original Devil May Cry has not aged well in terms of its gameplay. But if anything, I'd say 3 is probably the best one for me.
Oh, of course.
Well, yeah, that's what everybody likes. So I'm talking about how, like, people say 2 is the worst, when a 7 out of 10 to me is above average, because that's what it's supposed to.
Yeah,
it's not as good, but it's not terrible.
Right. Exactly. Like, my problem is, Kyle, and you have a very good point with 2, and it's very valid. You know which game I like, but I would say is worse than 2?
What?
Devil May Cry 4. The simplistic fact. It has great gameplay that saves it, but you can tell it was a rushed product.
Yeah, it was.
But
which I'm hoping Devil May Cry 5
is not the case. I agree. Yes.
Suikoden did age well because it's using 2D graphics. That's right. And the gameplay is still like good classic JRPG stuff. You know.
Oh, of course.
I agree. I agree, Starchild. This game has aged very well.
You can definitely think it.
Same with Thousand Arms.
You can definitely think of this game like a late 16-bit type of experience.
Yeah, it really is.
And the funny thing that he just said, and I wholeheartedly agree, this game has aged a heck of a lot better than FF7.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can definitely say that.
Every time I see FF7, you know what I see when I think of when I see those character sprite models?
Let me guess, Dupo blocks, right?
Why does Cloud have have hooves?
Yep.
Oh, yes. Why do they have those donkey hooves for hands or arms?
And not only that, but if I recall correctly, the original Resident Evil came out a year prior to FF7's US release, and that looks better.
It does. Yeah, it did. It came out
we make fun of the freaking horrendous stuff, but here's the thing that people tend to forget. That was intentional because of the influence that Resident Evil took from, which was B horror grade movies.
Yep.
But no, Jill's Tower turned the door.
Somebody clip that.
Yeah, please.
Please start Starchild or anybody.
But that's what I was getting at, because that's funny enough, Kyle. I hope that you're right that DMC5 is good, and I'm not saying this not because I don't trust Hideaki Itsuno. I do. It's because of what we recently found out because of Capcom themselves.
Oh, you're talking about the microtransactions, right? Well, I really hope that they're just optional and they're not mandatory for the experience.
Starchild says he's on his PS4.
Okay. Maybe that's the reason why...
The Twitch app is pretty good there, though.
Yeah, it is. And I think that's the reason why he's having a better time compared to last week when we were streaming on Mixer. Which I'm surprised that Sony
He had to
hasn't
switch
gone
to his
Microsoft.
Xbox.
I'm really surprised that Microsoft has gone to Sony, yet Sony has not want the Mixer app on their platform yet.
Yeah, I
What
know.
the heck,
You figured they would probably get that app for their, for the PS4, or at least for like the PlayStation 5 whenever that releases.
You would think, but I think it's two things. One, just like with Microsoft beginning this generation, they probably have a contract with Twitch, which doesn't allow them to do that with competition, even though they have YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
B, knowing Sony as a corporation, they're probably stubborn and arrogant.
They sure are.
Yeah.
Again, I've said it before, I said it again, the problem isn't PlayStation Division. They're cool guys, they're smart guys.
It's Sony.
It's Sony.
Those
They
are the
moved to California.
and those and just so you guys know, those are the real Sony ponies, not the PlayStation division.
Mm-hmm. Because PlayStation Division is competent, at least.
Yeah, because
Like,
Sony can't survive by themselves without the PlayStation division.
Oh,
Because their movie business is other dog crap.
right, Jerry. That's why I was laughing, because people are saying that this is a good move.
Yeah, no,
It's not.
All right.
You know why they're doing this? Because PlayStation is the only division that's saving their sorry butts.
Mm-hmm.
Starshelf said, I like the duels on these games.
Oh yes, the duels are really great. You can use between two different characters. Yeah, good stuff.
They are, yeah. No, but that's the funny thing I find about that.
Or if you're talking about like the one-on-one duel mechanics. Oh yeah, the one-on-one duel mechanics. I felt they were really underutilized in this game, but I wish they could have been used more because they're actually really good.
Guys, I think it's really, really funny that Nintendo, once again, of all people, like Microsoft, are still understanding the importance of E3, and yet they're still there when they're not even on the show floor officially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Starshelf said, yeah, the one-on-one battles.
Oh yeah, the 1-1, right?
Right.
So this is, what are we on a ship?
No, we're back in a town. We're actually back in the town where we actually captured those two thieves in the first episode.
Yeah, because I was gonna say the design of the building that we're currently in looks like that of a generic prison.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it is.
And I got a Reese's ad.
Look, I love
You got a
JRPGs,
Reese's
but-
ad.
Hey, don't step. Those are good candies.
Oh, I know.
I know,
But I just think
it's
it's
random that I get an ad.
Yeah, I just think it's
know,
funny that just
still.
some random ad just shows up for Reese's. Give us some Reese's Pieces.
But I think that's the reason why
Got no funny.
I think that's the reason why I pushed back from JRPGs as I've gotten older, is because I understand that Western RPGs have their own tropes, but Japanese JRPGs, they like to stick with those tropes because they feel comfortable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And instead of trying to find ways around them, you know what I mean?
Well, the thing is that JRPGs back in the day, it seemed they weren't really too into the tropes with what makes Japanese society, stick out. Not for the best in this day and age, because they actually cater to both themselves and to a Western crowd. There was that even match in heaven.
But that's the thing I'm agreeing, Kyle. Like it's I feel like it's worse now because they're trying to please the West, but at the same time they're really making games for their own audience instead of a universal audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I could possibly see why they would do that. Because you know how crap that Japan's market is when it comes to, home console gaming in this day and age, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I think that's the reason why they're doing that. I don't think it has anything to do with them not trying to please everybody from a worldwide viewpoint. It's just that they're trying to, build themselves back up as a, strong video game empire. Kind of like how the US and China are the biggest markets in today's gaming.
I just find it weird that, you see small companies, even within the big conglomerates, like, for example, Yoko Taro can do it right and please both sides with a game like, say, Nier Automata, but the mainline Final Fantasy team, not because of the recently departed director, he tried his damn best.
Hajime Tabata.
Yeah, Tabata, yeah, but because of the botched entire history that was even before 15 when it was known as Versus 13.
Yeah, true.
That they couldn't read their audience, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because find out that Nomura originally wanted the game for it to be a musical because, and I'm not even joking, he came out after seeing a screening for freaking Les Miserables.
Yeah. Les Miserables.
Oh my god! Like I'm not against a game being a musical, but being inspired off the cuff when a game's already in development for that long.
Yeah, that's for real.
There's a drawing point. You know what I mean?
Mark Curley was talking about that on his YouTube. The artist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What?
Star Child. I think FF15 in general was a
I'm
lost
disconnected from chat for some reason.
That's good. That's good.
And Star Child, I could definitely see where you're coming from, and I definitely agree with you there. I mean, for the game when it first came out, for what it was, I liked it, but after all these different updates that came about for it, I'm seeing it more as a lost cause in this day and age. It's like, why do you need to do this kind of stuff? It's like, it's one of those things where you should just leave it as it is.
Or better yet, you know what the best thing they should have done? Just cancel the project and start from scratch.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Versus 15, whatever it's called, Versus 13, Final Fantasy 15, you know what this really is?
What?
And it really ticks me off too. This is the Japanese equivalent of Duke Nukem Forever.
Well, it was in a sense, because that game was in development for like 10 years, a decade.
But here's the thing that ticks me off. Where DNF, for the most part, got the right ridicule that it deserves from the American audience, both audience and journalists. Mm-hmm. When 15 came out, it didn't. It got tens across the board.
Yep.
Just because of the name alone.
That bugged me a lot.
Yeah. That was kind of... I found that to be kind of biased from the media, in all honesty. Yep.
It's not biased.
Star Child says something.
I'm going to bring up what Star Child said, because it's funny. I actually just played this game. FF14 is the best recent Final Fantasy product right now. I agree, too. But here's the thing. I actually got a chance to play the trial. I can understand where people like it, and I will defend this game, at least saying that it's a better product in the fan base, in the series, unlike 15. But for some reason, I just couldn't get into Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, I mean,
but like for example, the screenshots I took. If I create a character with that name, you already lost me as a potential future subscriber, right?
But hey, Star Child, are you looking forward to the new expansion Shadowbringers, which is coming out summer next year?
I'm actually curious to hear that. Yeah.
Oh,
because I just see the stream. Yeah.
Yeah, because they did have a stream as of recent talking about the future of Final Fantasy 14, and they announced their newest expansion.
Which is weird, because you would think they would advertise that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Even before, and it's just like, I didn't hear anything about it until it just popped up. It's like, oh, hey, watch the stream that we didn't advertise. Like, what? Like, I gotta tell you, dude, Square Enix this generation, I don't know which generation was worse for them, last gen or this gen, because they've been both generations for them have been crap.
It's hard to say.
I'm not talking about the software. I'm talking about the decisions alone.
Just basically the decisions from
structure, yes.
Yeah, from within the corporate side of the business. I
mean, you want proof? You guys saw that video I sent you in regards to Super Bunny Hop and that canned Final Fantasy project that was going to be done by the DSX team, right?
Right. Uh-huh.
Starshot said he saw the trailer. It looks really cool.
It does, yeah. But that's the sad thing is like even though I couldn't get even though Final Fantasy 14 couldn't hook me in, I will still defend it saying that it's a better game than 14. I mean 15. My apologies.
Hey, you're cool.
But that's the thing. It's just like going back to what I was saying earlier. It's just like the so-called professional journalists who rightfully ridiculed Duke Nukem Forever for being a shoddy product didn't do the same thing with 15. And this is what journalists need to realize, and why people, not us, but a good portion, question if they're being paid by publishers.
It's possible.
But it sucks, but this is the reason why that we question.
It's been proven with GameStop and with not GameStop,
GameSpot and IGN, but you understand what I'm saying.
Right, but that's the whole thing is that companies like Square Enix and Capcom and all those big shot companies, they pay people to say a good thing about their product so that way they can actually try to promote the game a bit better. But there is a fine line where you have to say that they shouldn't even do it that much if they know for a fact that their game is either average, subpar, or just mostly crap.
And Jason
right
is
now,
joking. Word travels really quick in the community because there are so many people playing it. You want proof of it with his quote being true? Look at the announcement that was freaking Diablo Immortal.
I was going to talk about how shills. Think about this. The game right now that shows that shills are real and games are bad, but the shills are still saying it's not bad, and that's how you know they're shills and getting paid. Look at Fallout 76.
Oh, dude, I just watched a video, man.
Was it by Mr.
Oh.
I watched it from Dreamcast guy. His response.
No, I just watched a video titled in the vein of Fallout 76, a $100 AAA game. I mean, a $60 AAA game.
Oh yeah, I saw that recommended. I didn't see that.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
And that's the sad thing because I'm gonna say what Charles just said now in chat. DNF wasn't that bad. I got it for $25 and enjoyed it quite a bit. The only thing I didn't like that it was you can do co-op campaign. Yeah, but that's what we're getting at. It's just like it's unfair because you got it for $25 and that is a good deal for a game like that.
$2.
Oh, he got it for $2. Thank you, because with how small the text is from my end,
my
laptop, it looks like $25.
Yeah, it's because he put the $sign after the 2.
Okay, yeah, that's where
it goes before the 2.
But still,
yeah,
that game was originally being asked from, of all people, 2K and especially its developer, Gearbox, for $60.
Yeah.
Just like Final Fantasy 15 was, and might I add, also with 15 funny enough on Square Enix's brilliance. All those deluxe editions, which people got caught,
Did you get a deluxe double R? Or did you get it standard? I don't remember.
Which game?
15.
FF15.
I got the Ultimate Collector's Edition. So I got the Play Art. Yeah, I got the Play Art Sky figure. So I pretty much got the deluxe edition that was attached.
He got more con than I did because I only got the Steelbook one. And even then, where there was good things about the game, I feel like I was ripped off, honestly.
I mean, the game does have it. The game does have its good merits, but it's just
it does.
There should have been more time for it to be a fully packaged product instead of it being just a bare bones experience.
Yeah, exactly. Like the right thing that they should have done when they switched developers instead of resuming for when Nomura was making the game. They should have just scrapped the entire project and actually done an actual 15.
Or they should have done the process with what they did with Final Fantasy 13 and make a trilogy if they wanted to, encapsulate the whole entire story out of separate games.
Oh, true, but here's the thing where I'm getting at, Kyle, but I'm not saying you're not wrong. But before I do, Nostalgia did bring up something. You would think they would have released a Suikoden collection by now. Don't joke, they probably will. They probably will, for all we know. Because I said it before, and I said it again, I think Konami, because of the whole backlash because of Kojima, is eerily similar to what happened between... and not as bad, but I do see it somewhat similarly eerie of what happened with Capcom and the supposed father of Mega Man a couple of years ago.
Oh, yep, Inafune. Yeah, it turns out Inafune was the bad guy all along.
The media empire premature baby.
And we're kind of seeing it right now with Kojima in all due respects. I mean, Death Stranding being advertised for a 4 game. Come on, it's not PlayStation 4. That's fine.
It's a PS5 game. No, it's a PS6 or a PS7 game by this point.
For all we know, right? For all we know, Sally, right? Yeah, but... which again, thank you for bringing it up, Jason. But what I was getting at with, I understand where you're coming from, Colin. I do agree with your stance, but my problem is, you heard how much recently Luminous lost, which was, I think,
it was 33 million.
33 million yen, right?
Right. Yeah. No. $33 million. No, $33 million.
Dollars. Okay. In U.S. Okay, U.S. currency.
Yeah, U.S. currency.
What I'm getting at is, instead of losing it. Due to the 4 years, actually, how long has 15 been out for?
Since November of 2016, so almost 2 years.
So almost 2 years. Okay, so in the span of it being out for 2 years, with a development phase of basically a decade, they should have taken that $30 million loss right at the start by canceling the product, making a new product, making DLC on the side, and recouping it that way instead of what they just did with releasing an unfinished game, saving DLC on the side, and completely botching everyone for, even though they didn't ask for Season 2 DLC, canceling said DLC, and basically giving them the middle finger.
Right, because, I mean, if Final Fantasy is supposed to be like their biggest flagship franchise, you would figure they would try to save all their time and effort to put out a fully packaged game while they have other projects on the side that could help attribute to its production. So that way they're not, just putting out a mediocre product in the end.
Oh, I hate to break it to you, and I really hope this is not the case. But expect Final Fantasy VII Remake to be mediocre.
Well, I hope that's not the case, but you're probably right.
I hope not either, because I don't know if you guys recently saw, but Nomura had to recently state that 15's not in suspension at the moment because they're developing Kingdom Hearts 3. Which I hate to break it to you, yeah, he is. That game is in suspension.
Because they need his help on it, and he's already has his hands full on a big project at the moment. It's like they're stretching him too thin of his time. That's what I'm saying. With
that's
something
how
else.
I know he's lying, because the same was done with as much as I like the guy, the same could be applied to when Harada was saying the same crap about Street Fighter Cross Tekken, right, Jerry?
Oh, yep. Yeah, sure, it's still coming. Yeah, no. Yeah, that game's still... No, you guys...
I'm really surprised...
Put the kibosh on
I'm really surprised that Derek Alexander, a.k.a. From Stop Skeletons from Fighting, hasn't really done, like, a past mortem on that. You figure he would.
He's probably waiting until the game comes out, then he's going to do it.
Yeah, then you might be right.
It's rather to wait, and it's rather proper to wait for a full product to come out and be than to be sorry and make something that's not even... Right. The entire story. What I mean?
I guess you're right. Wouldn't make any sense to...
You know how our first episode had so many of Suikoden, and right now we're only at like 6 or 7, which is still not bad.
Yeah, it's still not bad.
Watch our finale again. It's always first episodes and finales.
I know.
Also, we'll get the 30 viewers.
Yeah, it's just that. I mean, that's like it for like any project. Even when it comes to a Let's Play, like on YouTube, everybody's gonna watch the first and last episodes of the game.
Oh, true. But like I was about to say, I also think it's because of Twitch being horribly designed too. Because like I stated earlier, even on when we're advertising through Facebook and Twitter, even though it says Suikoden on the title of the actual video, it still says XOAT predictions.
Yep. It does that. Twitch, their links are weird.
Yeah.
Which I noticed that's not the case when people are streaming off of, say, like YouTube gaming or Mixer. You know what I mean?
Right. And hey, Flame Chocobo, do you think that Twitch is still pretty bad in this day and age?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
That's an understatement. That's just like saying, "Hey, Flame Chocobo, how crap is EA?"
Yeah.
Exactly.
See, we can even have a friend of ours vouch for us, too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're actually trying to go to a place called Saradi, Saradi or Saradi, to actually deliver some blueprints for fire spears, because fire spears are what we're going to be using in a later war battle in this game. But we just need to send it to a factory up north, the blueprints to a factory up north with a messenger, so that way they can actually get started in mass production with those things. Because it will be a while before we actually get our hands on those.
Oh, I imagine it's going to be a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it will be.
Oh yeah, actually, interesting thing, guys. I actually unsubbed to DC Universe earlier today. You know why?
Oh.
No, there's a good reason. I'm actually going to rejoin back when January rolls around, because that's when the first half of season 3 of Young Justice debuts.
Oh, and going back to Devil May Cry, I forgot to bring this up, but what do you guys think about the news about the upcoming animated adaptation from Adi Shankar?
I was expecting either Zelda or Metroid to be announced, not DMC, because there already was an anime, funny enough, 10 years ago. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not hating. I didn't expect, of all things, for there to be a DMC announcement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me neither.
Mm-hmm.
But it does make sense, because what is coming out?
5.
DMC 5. So
DMC 5.
It might not be debuting next year, maybe 2020, but it could be a good tie-in to DMC 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could be.
Starchild says something. What do you say?
I remember the fire spears is what he said.
Do you have any context for that?
Any context? What do you mean?
Context on what fire spears are.
Oh, fire spears. They're actually a weapon that we use in one of the war battles that's coming up in this game. Probably past the halfway point somewhere. But it's whenever we go up against the main character's father in a war battle.
Oh, okay, yes.
Because he's riding the he's a part of the group who have the dragon riders on them, or have those beast riders that they ride, and they're heavily armored, so we need something powerful to actually take them down, and the fire spears are what we take them down with. But anyway, getting back to what we were saying about the Devil May Cry animated series, kind of makes me wonder if they're going to, get back the original voice cast to actually do the voices for the characters, or if they're going to have their, own professional line of voice actors, kind of like what they're doing for the Castlevania Netflix series.
It is a good question, yeah, because I found it really interesting that he said that there's eventually going to be a crossover between Castlevania and DMC, because I don't know even how, with a bootleg universe, how you can pull that together when they're both properties owned by respectively different companies. Mm-hmm. One with Konami, the other being Capcom. You know what I mean? Oh yeah.
I mean, I figure he would probably want to try to make the whole crossover between Bayonetta and Devil May Cry actually become a reality if there was any way that could be pulled off.
True, but that's why I'm saying that this is the next best thing, which I agree. But it's still, how can you get this to work when obviously both the DMC IP as well as Castlevania IP are owned by vastly different
Starchild said
companies,
some stuff.
And have a lot of bureaucratic red tape between those two? You know what I mean?
Right.
Starchild says some stuff.
Yeah, he says he does not want to see a crossover between the two.
Yeah, but that's what Adi Shankar said when he announced it on IGN. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but if they were to do one, then I can always see it happening during like within the future, within the main timeline, like during the time when like Aria of Sorrow and Dawn of Sorrow happened.
And you
Or-
know what?
The best timeline, Kid Dracula, which is even more in the future.
Oh,
Or
yes.
I just realized something. No, you guys just gave me a good idea. It might not be in the canonical timeline. What if it's in the Lords of Shadow timeline?
You mean like in Lords of Shadow 2, how it takes place far into the future?
Yeah, like if it's a one-off, you know what I mean? Like that it's like an out of continuity.
Yeah, it's like Dante's going up against Satan or Dracula.
Like basically it's Dragon Ball GT. You understand why I'm coming?
I was just
gonna say.
GT. I was
Step
just
into the
about to say
Grand
that.
Tour.
GT's its own thing in its own continuity. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the best way they can do it because
Grand Tour, Dragon
it
Ball
would be cool to
GT.
see. It would be cool to see a crossover between Dante and as much as I don't like the game of Dawn of Sorrow, that era, but
Star Child said to you something to you.
But that's the perfect. They could kill all the good things they built up with these 2 seasons of Castlevania, and if they did it as an in continuity episode, absolutely. But that's why I'm saying if they did it off as as a one shot out of continuity episode, that's the only thing I can see it working. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And speaking of Castlevania, I just finally got started watching season 2 of Castlevania on Netflix because I finally got done watching all 9 seasons of Family Matters on DVD.
I saw that. Yes, I did see that.
So that means you even saw the episode with Urkel as a robot.
Yes.
Urkel.
Oh, that episode, yeah.
Yeah, where they had
Swab.
Boogaloo Shrimp doing the robot.
Yep, Turbo.
Yep.
And the one where he had a suave alternate personality or that like split off from him.
Yeah.
And somehow became his own person. Like what?
Yeah. Steve Urkel and Stefan Urkel.
Yep.
Hey, you know, I find funny, guys. You just brought up a good thing.
What?
I'm surprised. Jerry, who created the Night Professor? Jerry Lewis, right?
Yes.
Yep. The original one, yes.
Not only that, but he was credited as the creator in the '95 remake, right?
Yeah, because he was
What
credited.
if he had sued ABC?
Because that basically was Nutty Professor.
Hook, line, sinker,
Yeah.
Night Professor in a nutshell. He could have sued ABC
Yeah, I could
because he didn't have a story credit.
Starshaw said about season 2.
Season 2 of Castlevania is really good, about as perfect as you can get. And I agree so far. Yes.
Oh, trust me. I don't
Is
want
it-
to spoil it, but you, like me, being the big Castlevania fan, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was.
Well, all 3 of us. And this includes you too, Jerry, because I don't know if you saw season 2 as of yet, right?
No, I haven't even finished season 1. I started.
When you
I never
get
had
to the
time.
Pen Ultimate battle, when they get to the castle,
Yeah.
you're gonna lose your crap.
Mm-hmm.
I bet.
Because there's something that it happens. I'm not gonna say what it is.
Yeah. People have been telling me that. They didn't. Thankfully, they didn't spoil it.
For
That's
once.
good.
Speaking of spoilers, am I glad I am avoiding those Dragon Ball Super Broly spoilers?
I know.
I'm
I
already
know,
out there.
man.
And everybody's making videos about it. I'm like, no, I don't want to know. I want to watch it.
And this is why fandoms were a mistake, right, Jerry?
The only spoiler I know is the one I told Jeff, and even that is not much of a spoiler because I still don't know what he does, what happens to him, to that
Yes.
character. But that's the only spoiler I know, that character shows up, but that's it. I don't know if he does anything, if he gets defeated or wins or what. And that's the only spoiler
I get what you're saying.
That's
Dude.
the only spoiler I'm okay with knowing is that he's in the movie.
But that's
Are you talking about Frieza?
No, that's not even a spoiler. He's in trailers.
Oh, okay. Oh, are you talking about the character who's going to be in the? Oh,
I'll type it.
No. I know who you're talking about now, but yeah, I won't spoil it either.
That's what you're thinking of, because that's what I'm thinking of. I'm talking about.
No, I was talking about Goku's brother.
Oh, Raditz? No,
Yeah.
Raditz is in the trailer. He's in the trailer.
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay. Okay, never mind then.
let's go, man.
Is Yamcha in there? Star Child asks. We don't know.
We don't know, but I rather
Legit don't know. He might be because they showed Piccolo.
Yes.
Piccolo's pretty much also useless. I mean,
and speaking of Yamcha, I do want to read that new manga that came out the time I swapped bodies with Lord.
Yeah. I actually read it.
Is it really good?
I read the scan later. Before it came out officially.
Yeah.
And it is good. It's awesome.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to read the official translation now that it's out.
I actually agree. Like I remember when it was coming out too, and yeah, it's actually good.
Yeah, it
No
is.
crap.
It is. You'll love it. You'll love that Yamcha one. It's great because the
Agreed.
guy, the main character, is a guy who loves Dragon Ball, and he uses his information about Dragon Ball to make Yamcha like the best dude. It's awesome.
Man, it's like someone is finally giving Yamcha some redemption somehow.
About time.
And then the manga goes out of its way to basically say Yamcha is not the worst character. This guy is.
Oh God, no, he's not.
And the one who's actually the real worst character is the one who he fights.
Good. Because I agree, Yamcha's not. I hate how Yamcha gets crapped on. He's not a bad character.
Not. It's Toriyama making the Saiyans more and more powerful to the point where Earthlings can't catch up.
Mm-hmm. Sadly,
that was the problem. It's
That
not,
is.
It's not. Yamcha is not weak. It's that the Saiyans are too strong.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I say about people like when I'm at a gym and I'm lifting.
Yes.
And people are like, "Oh, I'm not as strong as you." I'm like, "No, you're not weak. It's just that I'm stronger." You're not weak. I'm just stronger. That's a whole different thing.
A completely different thing.
Like, Nami.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, and thank you for the follow. I just noticed thank you for the follow, Drifter James.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, dude.
Good eye, Jerry, because I didn't even see it on my end, so.
No, me neither. I had to check the email.
Jeez.
I didn't even hear like a jingle go off.
I know. Usually,
Okay,
I thought our overlay had that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
it should have. But still, thank you guys.
Thank you. We're one away from 50 now.
Wow, seriously? That's good news. That's good.
But yeah, this Broly movie, I'm so hyped. And that's why, like, all these people, hey, I get that you're a Dragon Ball content person, but come on. Do you really need to
Don't spoil it. Don't be a dick.
I know. I mean, and I like most of these
But
guys.
the content, screw the content just for
Yeah.
once. Have some damn dignity. What's that exactly?
Oh, look, I even saw two in my same sub box right next to each other that said 100% full spoiler synopsis,
Why would you?
everything spoiled, the whole plot. I'm like, why would I want to click this?
No, but why would you? Why would you be so prideful of putting that on the title?
Yeah. Why would I want to click
Like,
this?
see, those are the type of fans that I would not call fans.
I'm like, well, don't you want to watch the movie yourself? Why'd you spoil it for yourself?
You know what they
Yeah.
call them? They're called leeches.
Leech, yeah.
Like this.
yeah.
Okay, this is my biggest problem, and I think you can agree with me too, Jerry. Right?
Yeah.
You and I can agree that there is a thing known as gatekeeping, right?
Oh, yeah.
But people, and I hate it too, just as much as you do. But instead of focusing more on gatekeeping, they should, like, I feel like fans and newcomers should try to find a way to combat gatekeeping. You know what that is?
What?
And this sounds horrible, but people need to start ostracizing the bad apples out of a fandom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, best example, that crap that happened a couple months ago at that freaking Nintendo NYC when that idiot called a bomb threat because they were taking down the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate kiosk.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
And you remember the responses that I got said he doesn't represent it. I hate to break it to you, yes he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because you know better. The public don't. When they see an a-hole like that acting like that in public, that's what they assume that everyone in said fandoms like.
Starchild said, I get parts of this game and part 2 mixed up because they look so much alike.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they shared the same assets.
Oh, they had to have, yeah.
They have to, right?
Especially since...
if you're talking about Suikoden 2, I mean, they do share the same assets, but they are more updated to be more vibrant in how they are presented.
Okay.
Yeah, like they're stronger. There's much stronger and vibrant color palette in the whole game.
Okay, thank you for the clarification, Kyle. Because
absolutely,
my ears are going. Good.
I know the same was done.
Scooby.
I know the same was done to a degree with
I need my ears fixed.
With you know what, freaking Lufia 1 and 2, right?
Yes. And even the first Golden Sun going into the Lost Age. If you take a look at Lost Age, it's a much more better looking game than the first game.
That's true.
So yeah, it's time for us to return back to Lennon Comp, and that's when we get a big development that happens.
Oh, alright, so we'll watch the screen then.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be about a few minutes though, so just make yourselves comfy.
Well, thanks for the heads up.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. Get that good stuff. Right, Jerry?
Well, I wouldn't say it's good stuff, but it's very sad.
Sad.
Also good stuff.
No,
Get
very
your popcorn ready.
the tragic in the plot. Let's put it in the let's put it in that context.
Okay, so good anime garbage. Good to know.
That's baseball. That's what it is. What is it? A baseball.
A baseball.
That's a baseball.
Let me guess. They're called rare rabbits. What you were fighting against, right?
Rayman Raving Rabbits?
I can't even remember. But if
I said rare.
I thought they were. I thought they were like warrior rabbits or something.
Yeah, but they had like that, that we were talking about generic designs earlier. You know, like how like a werewolf has a generic design.
Oh, were rabbits?
Yes. Again,
Yeah.
that's why I apologize for my lift.
Hey, it's cool.
Yeah, but it sucks that you know that it's worse to know that you have a list when it's better not knowing. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like that's the one thing that I feel like people feel bad about when they eventually point stuff out to others that don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, hey, you should work on it. It's like, what? Work on it? Like, oh, crap. It's like Jerry, right? Like, you thought you were normal, right? Until you found out that you probably... Because how did you find out about your dyslexia? Was it through, a doctor or a teacher?
I looked up the symptoms, and I was like, well, let me actually... Okay, but I was like, okay, let me do a thing.
Right.
And there's actually an official dyslexia organization, right?
Uh-huh.
They actually have a thing online. They're like, for medical professionals, right? And they're like,
right.
Take this test. This is an actual professional test, even though it's not a but
of course, yes, because they have to clarify that because that's true.
But this test, if you pass it, and you answer honestly, you can go to a doctor and say you have it. So I took that test.
Mm-hmm.
It says you have moderate dyslexia, moderate to severe. Go ahead and talk to a doctor. And when I did, the doctor was like, "Yeah, you probably are dyslexic. Yeah, it seems pretty, but I don't care." And never treated it.
Yeah, but that's
and then you wonder why that clinic is no longer there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because of how much they use their passive aggressive nature way too much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Jeff, just for your information, they're actually called slasher rabbits, not were rabbits.
Okay, but you understand why I thought that because it does have that typical design.
Right.
But thank you for the clarification, man.
Oh, absolutely.
But,
anytime.
But Jerry, to your question, but to your story, I mean, you can tell how crap freaking healthcare in general is because we don't give a crap. I mean, you want proof? Look at how little to none we give an F.
He was like, I'm more concerned about your blood pressure, which after I went to my current doctor, even said that previous doctor was crazy.
He was stupid because there was nothing to be worried about to begin with.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
What an idiot.
And
I hate being that guy, but I will gladly call that person an idiot.
I'm gonna hopefully call.
When it comes to us guys, Jeff is definitely like the Bill Engvall of this group, where he feels that stupid people should be slapped, and we don't blame him either.
Here's your sign.
Exactly.
Funny enough, I was talking about that earlier, right, Jerry?
We were both
like
talking.
I don't wish ill will on stupid people. I just want them to get their just dues by in public just seeing the crap game living like the little crap being pummeled out of them. You know what I mean?
Well, that's okay.
Like not harsh, but it's just like
that's
being
harsh,
stupid. Like that's why I have to because that's why I have to to explain. You know what I mean? That's why I am.
Mm-hmm. But it's not. But it's not in a bad way, folks. No, nothing like that.
No. Unless if you're alt-right or you think, oh, that's evil. You want to kill him. It's like, no, I didn't say that.
Like some certain one who likes to say he's the greatest thing on Twitter, which we won't name any names, but you know who I'm talking about, Jeff.
Oh, you're talking about Bill Maher?
No, I'm talking about.
No, I'm talking about a certain PlayStation fanboy.
I know. It was a joke because of whatever he's
or whatever his name is. Whatever his name was that we actually found very cringeworthy for him to, go underneath the alias.
I know, but speaking of Bill Maher, like speaking of idiots, like jeez.
Like what was that dude's name? Like Randy or something that was underneath. Can't remember what his name was. But Jerry, right? Bill Maher, what he recently said?
Oh God!
Hold on a sec.
Tom King had a good reply for him.
Here, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we know what you were talking about, dude. It's just that was the entire joke.
Yeah, but it's like. When you told me what his actual name was, it's like, really? Mm-hmm. It's like
I've
you
never
can't
heard
really
of anyone like that on Twitch.
You can't really it's like one of those things that it seems like it's really hard to associate that guy with having a name like that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I get that. I definitely do.
Scooby-Doo.
Scoob. Okay, we made it back to Linen Comp, so we're about ready to experience the tragedy that's about to ensue.
The sadness. David Cage wrote this part.
Yep.
Jerry, don't joke about that. He was probably inspired.
Yes. David Cage wrote this, but...
we know he probably was inspired by this.
But no lovemaking was a part of this scene, by the way.
Yet. Let's just hope to God that
what
Konami
happened?
doesn't get
Are you
right.
all right? The Immortals. No wait, the Imperials.
The Imperials.
I got it on 160p, so I got it blurry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Twitch problems.
Let's just say that a certain somebody is.
Let's go after them, young master.
Let's just say Let's just say a certain somebody is about to bite the dust.
Ooh, so usual anime death. Okay, got it.
But one that's actually very sad.
Oh, so one that's actually well written. Who knew that actually exists? No, seriously, who knew?
Dude, who would have thunk?
Wait, you tell me there was a time that Japanese knew how to write? Yeah, I know, crazy, right?
Yeah, it's like mind blown.
I know. This weird time was called the 1990s.
I smell bacon, but is it really bacon, or is my nose fooling me? Like every time I smell pork chops.
For all you know, it could be your brain.
Starchild says, "What's your prediction for this scene?"
What's the prediction? Pain. Yeah.
I got it.
The pain.
Yep.
Oh, I am the pain. Oh, there's bees everywhere. Bees. Why?
We lost our viewers.
They obviously did not like my impression of the pain from MGS3.
Well, because he was doing Rocky.
What? Yeah. I mean, I like Greg Berger as a voice actor, but yeah, I can understand where that may actually sound cringeworthy of his performance for that character.
Well, that's the sad thing. You have a accomplished VA director like Chris Zimmerman. The director's not the problem. The cast is not the problem. It's just Kojima can't write for crap.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jerry, right? There was proof that is from a site interview that was taken down from Kojima and his lawyers, proving that he can't write for crap.
I heard a woman screaming. Oh no.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay, who?
What was that?
Okay, who
Let's
picks up the
hurry.
Kojima Defense Force this time?
Battle.
I'm gonna crucify him.
I
Real
like
bad.
how-
I'm the champ. Oh, you're the champ. So you're actually the champ from Ricky 1?
There's 2 dudes who came up to you all of a sudden, but you're fighting like 6 all of a sudden. There was only 2 dudes that came up to you, and the battle starts just like 6.
Yep.
What's up with that?
Logic, Jerry. Logic. It just doesn't make any sense.
Or they can be, like rabbits and you know what.
Oh no, Odessa. She got...
Oh,
Yeah, who was supposed to be the leader of the Liberation Army before
are
we
you
do.
all right, Odessa?
Are you okay, Odessa?
Bust wolf.
Yeah,
Bust wolf.
yeah, she got bloodied, so she's about to go
Oh,
bye-bye.
Oh
Hey,
yeah,
Jerry.
that's right. Star Child,
Jerry.
that's right. He did say that to Apollo. I don't want
Jerry.
my hand self rubbing off on.
Yo, Jerry, don't worry. It's just raspberry jam that's coming out of her.
Hey, Odessa,
then-
you're bleeding! No, it's okay, Grimmio. She just has raspberry jam coming out of her soul.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's just raspberry jam.
It's not real death. Don't worry, it's still all tongue-in-cheek. Just trust us.
Don't worry. She's going to a nice place called the Shadow Realm.
And we're gonna be yelling out, "Oh, we should have filled your soul with lights, lights, lights."
Well, you will be.
Yeah, you will be. We'll just both me and Jerry will have dignity just laugh at the game. Oh God. I can't. I'm so glad this month's almost done and over with, guys.
Yeah, it's been quite a tumultuous time for me at work, too, with seeing how people are trying to get everything ready for Thanksgiving coming up.
Well, not only Thanksgiving, but the day after is only Black Friday, then Cyber Monday,
Cyber
and then
Monday, yeah.
the
Oh,
entirety
boy.
that's the craziness about the shopping season, freaking Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way,
Star Child. By the way, people may get, but again, Rocky 3 is actually my favorite one.
I pay the fool. I'm the baddest man in the world. You don't look so bad to me.
It's so bad. You ain't nothing.
you're true.
Love that.
Says the guy who feels like he has a speech impediment because of all those concussions he's gained.
No, you know why he has that impediment?
I'm actually curious.
When he was born, they used tongs to pull him out of his mother's tongs.
Dang.
And the tongs crushed part of his nerves that in his head. So the doctors botched his delivery.
I don't want to laugh, but jeez. I'm trying not to laugh because I don't think it's funny. I've never heard a delivery like that ever.
Yeah. They used to do that back then.
Jeez, and they
Actually,
thought that
it's
was safe?
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
Stupid
Obviously not
terms that you're using.
If they freaking crushed part of his nerve to speak.
So to them, it's just like, oh, my
That's right, yeah,
my son has an affliction that you caused. Oh, no, that's just normal.
Yep. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Come over to my apartment tonight. I'll show you what a real man's like. That's right. He said that to
Yep.
Adrian.
Come over to my apartment tonight, and I'll show you what a real man's like. Oh, you want it? You got it!
Yeah, that's right. You got it.
And that's when he lost his cool. Think about that, guys.
The worst thing happened to you that could happen to any fighter.
You're gonna
got
eat
it.
lightning, and you're gonna craft thunder!
Setups.
Oh, I'm
setups. They just kill us.
I miss Burgess Meredith, in all honesty.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
The original,
old
the original, the
back then.
Penguin.
Yep. Wah, wah, wah.
Well, to be fair,
Even though he
was-
sounded like a duck.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, it's just like with the sadly not the late passing, now the late passing Stan Lee. He was getting up there in age back in the day too, right?
Yeah, even back then.
He was the Rocky movies, right?
Yep, he was already in his 70s then.
Jeez.
And she finally bites the dust.
Starchild says, "I know there are some characters you can miss." Yes, plenty. Actually,
I know,
right?
yeah, you can miss in games like this if if you're just playing it casually.
Like when I played Persona 4 casually my first time, because I did. Boy, howdy, there's so much stuff I missed.
Yeah, but Suikoden 5 is when they really ramp that up to the max. If you miss out on certain events, there are certain characters you can't get throughout the entire game, period, if you miss out on the certain parts of the game where you can actually recruit them.
Persona 1 is really weird with this. Persona 1, the first one. The very first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it is very cryptic. There's some characters you can get, but you have to do some weird cryptic bullcrap. You have to talk to that character's mother once, and only once. Never talk to her again, just once. You have to talk on a certain phase of the moon, and then you could get like the most powerful ally you can get. But if you get him, you're missing out on other ones, but he's the strongest one.
Uh-huh.
Guys, I have some bad news.
Okay, what is it?
According to YouTuber Young Yang, he posted a video up a couple minutes. Oh, I'm sorry. It was yesterday. My apologies, but still. The title is thus: we all know that PlayStation is skipping E3, right?
Uh-huh.
Apparently, a leaker is claiming that Sony's monster PlayStation 5 will be revealed next year instead.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So I might have been right, sadly, about next year being the start of a new generation.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah.
If that is the case, I wholeheartedly apologize. I was just joking. I didn't want it to be real.
No, dude, you got when you predict, you go all in. Now you know.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it always when I have those gut feelings that I'm right?
Maybe you're cursed.
I was about to say that. Thanks a lot, Kyle.
Well, I was just trying to say that in a very nonchalant way to not even hurt your feelings.
I know, but still.
Oh, nobody listened to the Persona 1 thing. I was trying to go off on it and nobody heard.
But yeah, like...
Did you hear? Yeah, whatever.
Go, try it again.
Buy the PSP. No, I explained it all. That was a long thing. You can't... Dang it. No,
wait, you were explaining?
Here's the perfect way to sum it up.
Yeah.
No, I'm legitimately confused. What were you trying to say, Jer?
I was explaining pretty loudly. So I don't know about Persona 1, and because Starchild brought up there's characters you can miss.
Oh shit! I feel bad, dude. Sorry about that.
Oh come on. I don't what.
No, I didn't. Because
I was explaining.
I was confused because I was talking with Kyle. I didn't realize you were talking, dude. My apologies.
Is food out?
Stoltenheim Reinbach III. That's a name that Victor's going by to get past this gate because it has an Imperial Army commander who we're trying to get past.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, after we go through Seika, we'll which is our next destination. After we go through the entirety of that, then we'll close off for the evening.
Wrap up? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because funny enough, with Jerry bringing up food, I actually ordered something out tonight. Because A, I'm running low on food, and B, as you know, Jerry, my mom has been having a very, very, very interesting month so far.
Yep.
Do you mean good? I wish.
How do I fix
Ian Gide.
No, I'm curious here because you said Jason was talking about Persona 1.
No, I was. He was talking about
Suikoden.
characters.
Okay, Suikoden. Yeah,
and I said that it's
you will bring
similar.
up something.
I was talking about how in Persona 1 it has the same thing, where you miss party members if you...
Oh, so it's basically... Okay, so so wait, which one was the originator that popularized permadeath? Suikoden 1 or Persona 1?
I think it was Persona 1.
What? Popularized what?
Permadeath.
I mean, Fire Emblem in that.
Oh, Fire Emblem, yes. Fire Emblem was the one that...
Yeah, Fire
There's
Emblem.
no,
of course,
permadeath in Persona 1.
Oh, my apologies. The way you
I was
you
talking
said
about
it,
missing party members.
Yeah, missing party members.
Missing.
He
Okay.
said... Oh my god.
No. Missing. I thought you meant missing. I thought you meant once they die, they are no longer.
Darshaw said, yeah, lol. I know on these games there are some characters you can miss. And I brought up in Persona 1 the long, complicated thing to do to just get one character
Yeah.
in your party. But if you get him, you miss other characters. But he happens to be the best character you can add to your party.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that way of missing. Okay, I get what you're saying now.
In Persona, you do that. In Suikoden, you got to get them all. You don't have to miss. But in Persona, you get one dude, but then you miss out on others.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
No wonder they took. No wonder
they
they took
took
that
that
out.
out. Yeah, Persona 3 on. It's
Jeez.
2 on, actually.
That sounds like a real of a hassle, dude. In the sense that it sounds like game breaking is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
It is. Well, I was explaining how to get that dude, too. So this dude, I don't know how you didn't hear it, but this dude, you had to talk to his mom. And only once. If you talk to her again, it was cryptic, as AVG say, cryptic BS.
Oh, like Castlevania 2 cryptic, right?
Yeah, like
you literally need a strategy guide.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Because you had to talk to his mom once, wait for a certain lunar phase, I think, and talk to somebody else that you didn't know you had to talk to. And again, only once. Like we know why? What was the point of that?
Oh, so usual stereotypical anime bullcrap. Okay. Got
So
it.
why only once? Why this certain character, and then bam, you can get him. But now you can't get the other ones. But he's the strongest one.
So this is the usual Japanese BS way of micromanaging that shouldn't be in gaming to begin
Well,
with.
yeah, and since I don't know if part 2 had it, but I do know that part 3 and on definitely, as we all know, part 3 and on they stopped that. You get everybody in your party, you just get them. You don't have to worry about missing somebody.
I know that sounds crazy.
How to recruit Reiji, that was his name in the Japanese version.
Oh, really? Okay.
And this is the actual thing. Talk to the teacher in the teacher's lounge. Go to the empty classroom. Talk to the guy. Talk to the random male student in class 2-1. Because why? Because you should just know that random guy, that random NPC doesn't even have a name. He's important to talk to.
Yeah, don't you know? He's important. Look how important he is.
Head to the convenience store and talk to his mom. And only do it once. Never talk to her again.
I'm already getting a headache.
Head to the casino in the mall and talk to the unnamed blonde man that, again, he will tell
Japan,
you...
what's with you on micromanaging? Seriously.
And he will tell you to go to the abandoned factory. Finally, you will go to the abandoned factory and meet with him, and then he will leave instantly.
Japan, we're not that smart. We're smart, but not that smart.
And then after that, he still isn't in your party.
Oh, it gets better, I can tell.
Once you get to the fights, head down to the Sebek building, see the event with him, and never recruit anybody else. Only have the main 4 that you have. Decline everybody else. Tell them they can't join you. And then finally you get Reiji.
What?
Oh, by the way, guys, we're currently in another very important scene right now.
Cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. No,
Well, this is where we finally get our military strategist.
So Double R, what did you think of that cryptic nonsense?
Very,
cryptic.
very just to get
one
one character, but you miss out on so many others.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but that's faulty game design right there.
That is beyond cryptic.
Because
that is bad. You say no to everybody else just to get this one guy.
I mean, it's kind of like in Onimusha 2 with how you can actually try to recruit one of the secondary protagonists to join your cause, but you can't use everybody. You can only just select one who you have the best relationship with.
Again, what's with Japan and that stupid crap?
Just,
I know, right?
Just different scenarios, pretty much,
Star
just to add
Child says he
replay value.
remembers this scene. I guess back then, it's a dumb way to do it, but that's how they did it.
But there is a difference between adding stuff for replay and just nothing but useless filler. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Star Child says he remembers this scene.
Yes, this is where we get our military strategist for the Liberation Army to join our cause.
Well, I know it's something that we need to learn too, but it's also something that the Japanese developers and publishers should know and learn even more than we do. And that's an old term that I think even Jerry, you would know as an artist. Cutting the fat, right?
Yep. Hey, speaking of cutting room floor, hey, Jeff, you know this, right? Why it's called the cutting room floor?
I think you told me, but I forgot. Because you did. I remember you telling me, but it was like I kind of forgot.
So, cutting room floor, when they cut stuff out, it was called that because back then, you didn't have computers. You literally looked at the film reel and cut with scissors the parts you didn't want, the frames that you didn't want in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's called cutting room floor. You literally cut out what you didn't want.
So
scissors.
Instead of metaphorical these days, it was back then a more of a literal thing.
Yeah, it was, yep.
Yeah.
All right, fight time.
Survivors of the Rebel Army.
It looked like that I was going up against 5 guys, but I'm actually going up against 3 in the actual fight.
Remember, didn't I tell you that earlier? When 2 guys came up to you, all of a sudden,
yeah, and then all of a
up?
sudden there was like 6. Yes.
And now, but now it's subtraction instead of addition.
Like I said, logic. We can never understand it.
Yep.
Cryptic video game logic.
Gotta love it, huh, guys?
Don't you know 5 minus means 3 and 2 means 6?
Don't listen to that. That's just nothing but Japanese nonsense. Why you say that? Have you seen the numbering? Have you seen the numbering for Final Fantasy?
But I didn't actually upload. Oh my god.
What? Dude, seriously?
I went to the website to upload, but I didn't actually upload. I just looked at it and left.
Dude, that is unlike you, dude.
I'm just like, yep, that's a thing. No, you went there for a reason. Some battles on these games scale to your level, right? Star Child asks. I didn't think about that.
So they call him Matthew Silverberg. The Silverberg family. Well, what?
Star Child said, do battles in these games scale to your level?
Scale to your level, right? I would say so. But it really depends on what type of battle you're referring to. If you're just talking about regular battles, war battles, or duels.
Oh, son of a gun.
But if you're just talking about regular battles, then yes. Then they
will have big fun on the bike.
They evenly will be a match for you, depending on what...
Oh, so that's why there's less or more dudes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that actually makes sense now.
Mm-hmm.
Because before it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, because that is... I don't blame Jared, because that is very, very confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to just see 2 all of a sudden turns into 5.
Yeah.
Or 5 turn into 3. Like, okay.
Mm-hmm. And then you're thinking, how is that possible? That's not how things work.
Not math. You're mathing wrong.
Not that, but Japan, you should know better. Us Westerners don't want to learn when we're at home playing games. We do that when we're at school. We hate it enough as is.
Star Child said the boss battles do, he thinks.
Yeah, some boss battles do it to where you can actually make it I mean, where you can actually go up against the bosses in a very good challenge. To where you can prevail through. But yes, the man who we're meeting, Matthew, he's actually from a family line of military strategists. That's been very prominent in the Suikoden games, except for 5, because they don't have a Silverberg in 5.
Really?
Really. Which you figure that they would continue with that consistency, even though it's a great game.
Again, you would think. You would think.
Yeah.
Is food out? What? Sorry.
Let's go, man.
He's obviously hungry, as you guys can tell, but we're
I'm smelling what I'm assuming is bacon or ham, but then watch, it's like...
It's pork chops!
Pork chop sandwiches.
Pork chop sandwiches! Get out! Get the... Food out?
You'll accept this earring, then? Well, there's something about the earring. Earring, you should keep this, as what Matthew says, but we'll ask why. Because it says, look at it closely. There's a map inscribed in it that shows the location of the Liberation Army's hideout.
Look how clever we are.
Whoever holds this earring is destined to lead the freedom fighters. Oh, what? So Sonic Sat AM is actually a part of this continuity too?
Who knew?
Gotta go fast.
That was playing Japanese. Hey, that was playing the Japanese and furries.
Hey, Sonic,
but
it looks like you're not fast enough.
That's no good. Oh, you just made me need to say that.
That's no good.
Yep. Okay, I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. Well, we're about ready to wrap up anyway.
Okay, good. BRB.
Okay.
Scooby.
Scooby? Ruh-roh.
That's pretty good.
Thanks. No, it's just when I was younger, I could actually do the Scooby-Doo laugh actually really well. I can't really do it that well now.
Oh, well, it hurts your throat. I mean, it hurts my throat.
Oh, of course it does. Just try and do that.
Yeah, that's closer than I can do it. So.
Yeah.
And Snively, you know how that wheezing laugh.
Oh, you're talking about Muttley?
Muttley
From Wacky Races?
I don't know why I call him Snively.
Or if you're talking about Snively from Sonic Sat AM, I don't think that's the correct one that you want to...
No. Muttley is right.
Yeah, Muttley from Wacky Races, that laugh he does.
Yeah.
It's
asthma.
Yeah, it's like you gotta have asthma to do that laugh, right?
Where are we at?
We are about ready to actually leave Seika, but we'll actually stay at the inn and save our progress. Because in the next episode, that's when we finally get our castle. And we'll finally get some work done.
Hey, thank you very much.
Hey, Easy Zeke, thank you very much, dude. Greatly appreciate it. Oh, Jeff's gonna be excited about the news when he gets back.
Yeah. You leave and good things happen. I just want no.
Oh. Okay, the next town we're going to is Kaku, which will actually lead us to a boat that we need to borrow to get to where the Liberation Army's castle is located within the lake.
Easy Zeke says we should keep streaming as Celebration.
Oh.
I gotta eat dinner.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to, keep going myself, but,
yeah.
We do have a time limit consistency within our streams, so. But we do appreciate the thought. But hey, we will be streaming a lot more of this whenever we come back for next Saturday, won't we? Yes.
In the meantime, when we plug, we'll give you the links to keep talking with us.
Absolutely.
Actually, they're all in the. If you're on desktop, they're all right under the player, so there's no secret there. Man, why is this a town or is this like a camp?
I would say it's a small little town,
Like a village, because
Yeah.
they look like huts.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's not really that big.
And I like how when you went inside, it's so much bigger than it looked.
Oh,
when
I
you went
know.
outside.
I know. That's another one of those things of logic that doesn't make any sense. It's like you can see how small the buildings are, but when you go inside, they're just ginormous.
Oh, I don't know if this is big enough building. Oh wait, never mind. This is a mansion.
What is this? Wow, what a mansion! OG Resident Evil, by the way, if you don't remember that reference. But
so, where's the save point?
I've already made it to the save point, so we're already saved. So let's go ahead and plug.
Well, all right. Yeah, I'm the leader. So even though the guy playing there is the one you see on TV all the time, I'm the one who actually created this, and as that, I'm not trying to flex it. I'm just letting you guys know that that's why I'm going first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Fighter Chaos. That's Fighter XAOS. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, pretty much everywhere as Fighter Chaos. That's Fighter XAOS. Instead of Chaos, it's an X. It's. I thought it was cool when I was like 15.
Yeah, I thought it was Chaos whenever I first saw it, but because I originally thought of him as Fighter Chaos with an X, but no, it's just Chaos.
Yeah, it's Greek. But yeah, if you look for me there on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and I have a webcomic. I just came back with that webcomic on Tapas. That's tapas.io. If you find Chaos, or if you look for New Courage, you'll find it. And that's pretty much it. The Geek Fighters links are all under. Same thing with Geek Fighters, Twitter, Facebook. We don't have an Instagram though.
No, we don't.
We don't need one.
We don't need one.
Not yet, anyways.
Yeah,
unless we went to conventions.
Yeah, if we do like gatherings where we go to conventions, then yeah, we would definitely want to have one for that point.
But that's me. How about you?
Anyway, you can find me on youtube.com/RPG reviews. I do my created content on that website. I'm currently working on episode 9 of my Final Fantasy retrospective. Got back more on track with Final Fantasy Tactics A2 with capturing more footage of that game today. Hopefully I'll get back on with that very soon, so that way I can continue where I left off. You can find me here on Twitch, twitch.tv/RPG reviews. Don't know when I'm going to be coming back to streaming more of my games, especially with The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 2, but I'll let you know ahead of time. You can also follow me on Facebook. My Facebook fan page is facebook.com/RPG reviews, and my Twitter is twitter.com/RPG reviews. So you can follow me on both on the YouTube side as well as the social media sites that I have just mentioned. But yes, be on the lookout for more content coming from me in the future, not only from us as at the Geek Fighters, but also from me in the future that you're definitely not going to find anywhere else. So I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving, and I'll definitely be seeing you for next Saturday for more Suikoden.
As for Jeff, 16-bit Jeff, you can find him on Twitter at 16-bit Jeff. That's 16-bit JEFF, because I know there's also the G Jeff. He's the J Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
And the Geek Fighters, again, our Discord link and our Twitter and all that is right under the player if you're on desktop. If you're on mobile, you click info or tap info for our stream, and all the links should be there. The Discord link is literally the big TGF logo.
Yes. You know, you were saying, Jeff, our Jeff is not referred to with the G, but referred to with the J. I was going to interrupt and say, yo, what up, G? Anyway, that's just me. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed this episode of Suikoden, and we'll definitely see you next Saturday. So until then, I'm Double RPG.
Fighter Chaos.
And we will see you next week. And to sign off, our good leader of the Geek Fighters shall sign off with these 2 special words for you.
Nimyu. Kanyo.
Peace out!